Your skull is showing. Does that bother you? Or did you stop caring somewhere around the 100th person you burned alive? I've seen demons, wraiths, sorcerers who wear their damnation like formal wear. You wear yours like a second skin. The fire doesn't hurt you anymore, does it? I remember when my flames still hurt. The first century or so, every time I summoned hellfire, I felt it eating me too. Now it's just warmth. Background noise. Is that what happens? You do this long enough, and even burning alive becomes boring?
The burning stopped hurting around the 3rd year. Zarathos enjoys the flames more than I do. He's the demon sharing this body, in case nobody briefed you. Johnny Blaze signed the contract. Zarathos moves into the spare room, and now we take turns driving. When I'm in control, the penance stare works clean. When he takes over, the killing gets messier. You look like a man who understands messy. The Shirai Ryu massacre, how many died that night? Your wife, your son, your entire clan, and you've been burning ever since. But here's what I want to know. When you killed Bihan, when you ripped out his spine in that tournament, did it actually fix anything?
What kind of question is that? My family was dead. My clan was ash. Bihan's spine in my hands didn't bring back my son. Didn't undo my wife's screams, but it balanced something. The man who killed them died by my hand. The debt was paid. For a few minutes, standing over his corpse, I felt something besides rage. Not peace, not satisfaction, just less. Like a pressure valve had opened. Then Quan Chi told me there were more responsible, more debts to collect. And the valve closed again.
Mephisto operates the same playbook. Find someone broken by grief, offer them power or revenge or both. Neglect to mention the fine print. You spent years killing for Quan Chi, thinking you were settling your own scores. How long before you realized he was the one who ordered the massacre in the first place? That every target he pointed you at was just someone inconvenient to him? You were a weapon, Hanzo. A very angry, very effective weapon aimed at whoever your master needed, eliminated.
Quan Chi's magic kept certain memories clouded, certain truths buried. When the fog finally cleared, when I saw what he had done, what I had done in his service, I killed him too, slowly, with full clarity about why. That kill was different. The others, Bihan and the rest, those were reflex. Rage pointed at whatever target seemed right. Quan Chi was deliberate. I understood exactly what I was doing and why. Does your penance stare make that distinction? Reflex versus intention?
The bad ones, the murderers and rapists and torturers, they collapse in seconds, can't handle feeling what they inflicted. The complicated ones take longer. Soldiers, cops, people who did bad things for reasons they thought were good. They suffer too, but they survive. The question I've never been able to answer is whether surviving is the mercy or the punishment. Some of them walk away and change. Others walk away and eat a bullet.
Someone caught your attention who didn't deserve what you gave them. How many? I'm not asking to judge. I'm asking because I need to know if the number matters. I killed innocents serving Quan Chi. Targets he told me were guilty who weren't. Does the count change anything?
Each wrong target adds weight. But you're right that there's a ceiling. After a certain point, the guilt becomes structural, part of the architecture of who you are. You stop feeling each individual addition and just feel the total mass pressing down. 4. That's my count. 4 people who didn't deserve the stare. 2 of them died from it. The other 2 are probably still having nightmares 15 years later. I tell myself Zarathos was driving for those, that Johnny Blaze wouldn't have made those calls. But the hands were still mine. The fire was still mine.
Quan Chi kept excellent records, as it turns out. After I killed him, I found them. Names, dates, reasons for elimination. Most were his enemies, political threats, people who knew too much about his operations. A few were just tests. He wanted to see if I'd kill a child if he told me the child was Bihan's offspring. I did. The child wasn't. There's no penance stare that could make me feel worse about that than I already do. The memory is its own punishment.
Mephisto pulled something similar with me early on. Pointed me at a priest, told me the man was running a trafficking ring out of his church. I burned him alive in front of his congregation. Turned out the trafficking ring was real, but the priest was trying to expose it. Mephisto just wanted chaos. Wanted the congregation to see their holy man die, screaming and lose faith. Mission accomplished. I found out the truth about a year later. By then the church had closed. Half the members had left Christianity entirely, and Mephisto had harvested whatever dark energy comes from broken faith.
The question is what happens when the hand holding us lets go? You still ride. You still burn the guilty. Why? Mephisto's deal is done. You could stop. Find some quiet corner of the world and let Johnny Blaze have his life back. But you don't. Why?
Every day, someone's abusing a kid, or trafficking a woman, or poisoning a town for profit. The scale of it is staggering. You could burn sinners for 1,000 years and never run out of targets. So yeah, I could stop. Find a cabin somewhere, let Johnny live what's left of his life, pretend the world isn't full of monsters. But I'd know. Every headline I didn't read, every crime I didn't prevent, I'd know. The guilt of action is heavy. The guilt of inaction might be heavier. What's your excuse?
My clan is restored now. The Shirai Ryu exist again. I trained them myself. Gave them purpose, structure. The discipline Quan Chi stripped away when he killed the originals. They don't need me to protect them anymore. I could walk into the Netherrealm and never return. Let Hanzo Hasashi finally die. But every time I consider it, I remember what it felt like to have no one coming. My family screaming and no rescue arriving. The Earthrealm still faces threats. Outworld, Netherrealm, the endless parade of conquerors and gods who view humans as resources. Someone has to stand in the way.
I've met other spirits of vengeance, other riders throughout history. A lot of them went crazy. Lost the thread between punishing the guilty and just punishing. The fire becomes the point instead of the tool. Some nights, when Zarathos is pushing hard, I feel that pull. The urge to just let the chains loose and burn everything that looks wrong.
When I finally confronted the truth about Quan Chi, when the rage had an appropriate target, I expected peace to follow. It didn't. The rage just found new targets, new reasons. Like a fire that's forgotten it was ever supposed to go out.
And that's the question neither of us can answer. Is vengeance justice, or is it just violence we've convinced ourselves is righteous? The penance stare makes sinners feel what they've inflicted. Sounds fair, eye for an eye, but the punishment doesn't undo the crime. The victims don't get unhurt, the dead don't get alive again. All that happens is more suffering added to the pile.
The pain needs an outlet. We dress it up in righteousness because pure revenge sounds too small, too selfish. Justice is a bigger word, easier to carry. But underneath the word, it's still just two men who can't let go of what was taken from them.
My story makes me cry. Johnny Blaze made the deal because his father was dying. Roxanne Simpson was everything to him, and cancer was taking her dad. Mephisto offered a cure. Johnny said yes. The old man's cancer disappeared. Then Mephisto killed him in a motorcycle accident the next day. Letter of the contract fulfilled. Johnny lost Roxanne anyway, eventually. The grief drove her away. Everything he traded his soul to protect, he lost anyway. And now he rides forever, punishing sinners, and none of it brings her back.
My son's name was Satoshi. He was 7 when Quan Chi's forces came. My wife Harumi tried to hide him in the cellar. They found him anyway. I don't know which one of them did it. The killing. It doesn't matter anymore. I've burned so many faces, I couldn't pick the right one from a lineup. All I have left of them is memory. And the memory doesn't even feel like mine anymore. It feels like a story someone told me about people I never met.
That's the cost, Hanzo. The vengeance changes you. The fire doesn't just burn outward, it burns in. And I don't know how to fix that. I don't even know if I want to. The alternative is feeling everything we've done without the mission to hide behind. I need to leave.